Kaila Yu is a model, actor, singer, content creator, and journalist. You probably know her from her Asian import car modeling days when she appeared on magazine covers and dorm room walls, maybe lockers too in the early 2000s. Kaila has written a memoir about those days and beyond. It's called Fetishized. That's a hard word to say. Fetishized, which is available for pre-order now and available everywhere August 19th, 2025. Welcome to the show, Kaila Yu.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah, we're doing this a little early, but we're probably talking to people in August right now.
Oh, yeah.
So flash forward. Where are you calling in from?
I'm in Los Angeles.
All right. And actually, it's funny. We were just chatting about this, but Kaila just got off a plane from Thailand not too
Yeah.
long ago. Um,
Uh,
are you adjusting? What are you feeling? Does it feel like the middle of the night right now?
yeah, I mean, I travel a lot, but I feel like from Thailand in particular, I have the worst jet lag.
Hmm.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it's harder when you come back from Asia. I think going there is okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad going there.
Yeah, but coming home is rough. All right. Hey, but I like to greet our guests in the Asian way. So, Kaila, have you eaten yet?
Um, no, I haven't.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So feed me.
Yeah, I'll DoorDash you something. What do you want? You probably had some good food in Thailand, though, yeah?
Yeah, my favorite is prod ka pao, I believe that's how you
Mm-hmm.
pronounce it. So I had plenty of that. And I love noodles for breakfast.
Uh-huh.
We should make that a thing.
Yeah, yeah,
But yes, I can eat Asian food all day, every day. Every other, country's food, no offense, but Mexican food I can't eat, for 5 days a week.
yeah.
But I can eat Asian food every day for the year.
Yeah, I agree. I love all cuisines, but yeah, when it comes down to being home and just feeding yourself on the daily, it's typically Asian food.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't believe we're talking. I'm a little older than you. Actually, I think you're the same age as my wife.
Oh,
And so I kind of know the era that you were doing this stuff in. So if you were around in the early 2000s, you probably saw Kaila on a cover of a magazine. But it's kind of fun to get the behind the scene details in your book. I really enjoyed it.
oh, really? I'm
Yeah.
always curious because Asian or men aren't the target audience of the book. Funnily enough, a lot of, men
Mm,
follow me on Instagram, and they're like, "I'm so
yeah.
excited to read it." And I'm like, "I don't think it's gonna be what you think." Like
Uh, no, it was. Yeah, I don't. There were definitely details I didn't know because it looks so glamorous and it looks so fun, and then there's a lot of details in there that are not so glamorous and not so fun.
yeah, because I think people think it's gonna be like a sexy romp through my history,
Mm,
which is,
yeah,
very much not.
yeah, but definitely behind the scenes. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's great though. I congratulations on writing it. I think it's good to have.
Yeah, thank you.
A little bit about your roots. You talk about this in your book. Taiwanese American.
Yes.
Born in SoCal. Yeah.
Born in Kansas, actually,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah. I guess I don't mention that at all because it's a little bit, I guess, irrelevant. Because I moved here when I was 3, so I
Okay.
don't remember anything.
So, Inland Empire, I don't really know that area. That's Ontario, Upland, that area?
Yeah, if you even know those names. Yeah, usually when I say Upland, they never know where it is, and then if I name, Rancho or whatever
Yeah.
surrounding cities, they still don't know, so when I say Pomona, that's when they know.
Okay, okay. On the way to Riverside, maybe.
Yeah, basically.
So, not I think you said something like 4% Asian there, not super
Yeah,
diverse,
something like that. I don't know what it is now, I think it's grown, but yeah, back
probably.
then.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So you weren't the only, but you weren't a lot. There weren't a lot of
No.
you out there.
No,
Yeah.
no.
First couple chapters are about your parents, and then we don't hear that much more from them after that. You talk about your dad being kind of the unapproving Asian dad meme in a way. Like,
In a way, he wasn't. My mom was more like the unapproving one. My dad was an awesome dad, by the way, so this is just my interpretation of him versus what you're seeing on the Brady Bunch, you know?
Right, right.
So, we're getting fed these American images and, like,
Mhm.
Asian dads just aren't warm and fuzzy like that.
Yeah, not you said not a lot of hugs or almost no hugs that you can
No hugs,
remember.
I don't think there's ever been a hug. Yeah.
Yeah, no I loves you, no I love yous, no I'm proud of yous.
No, no, never. Yeah.
Okay, so, what's interesting is because we all think of you in your modeling days, but you said you were quite plain in middle school, like, no one would notice you in middle school.
No, not at all. I was, in all those gate classes and hanging
Okay,
around all the
yeah,
nerdy people,
right.
and then I was quite shy, and I had no
Mhm.
style, and yeah, I wasn't very cute, so, yeah.
Okay. So no one would notice you, you weren't getting asked out a lot in early high school days.
No,
Uh
I don't think I had one semi-boyfriend in freshman year that was my best friend's ex, which I didn't know girl code back then,
okay.
but, like, it doesn't matter because we didn't do anything but, like, kiss
Yeah,
once, kind of, so
okay.
would you even really call it a thing?
So you were just kinda, early days, like late middle school, early high school, you were just into the books or you're just studying or what were you into?
Well, I had a best friend, and we liked to go out and, like, go shop what did we even do?
You go to the malls?
Yeah, go to the mall and
Yeah.
go watch a movie, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, parents were pretty strict, so it's not like we could run around too much.
Yeah. So when did the glow up happen? When did the makeup and the clothes start becoming more part of your life?
It happened my sophomore year when I started hanging around this, like, badass Korean Asian girl, and she, like, basically did a makeover on me as she would with a bunch of the Asian girls,
Uh-huh,
and then I learned of the whole Hacienda Heights Asians who are, like, cool, um,
uh-huh.
and yeah, I learned how to do, like, that completely plucked out eyebrow makeup and, like, the
Mhm.
heavily lined lips. Basically, we appropriated Chola culture, right? And, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I think you mentioned too that you were kinda going for the ABG look before there really was an ABG look.
Yeah, well, the ABG look originated from the real Vietnamese gangster girls, so they
Mhm.
were totally, I guess, tussling with Mexican gangsters, so I think that's
Uh-huh.
where that came from.
Huh. Okay, so you start glowing up a little, looking a little more model-like. But what was the plan? Was the plan to go to college and then just kinda get a 9 to 5 job, or when did you get the idea of modeling and hanging out in the racing scene and that kinda stuff?
I noticed Sung Hee Lee in high school, I think when, like, a friend showed
Mm.
me her flyer,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I didn't really ever have a very specific career path, I just
Mm.
thought like, "Oh, I guess I go to college and figure it out." So that was, like, just that was as much of the extent of my career goals were, but
Uh-huh.
I did think like, "Wow, there's this Asian girl, Sung Hee Lee, like, doing modeling and stuff. I guess, like, that's very interesting. Maybe I wanna do something more entertainment related."
Okay, and you're kind of in the right well, not Upland, but you're in the right area, LA
Yeah, at
area.
least we're in Southern California.
Alright, we'll get into college in a second, but, the title of the book is let's see if I can say it this time, Fetishized.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Asian fetish. How would you define it?
It's funny now that you bring it up while I'm in high school, I don't think it ever came up in high school.
Right, right.
Um, yeah, I mean, there must have been guys with because you hear about, like,
Yeah.
people attending high school and experiencing that, but I didn't have it then. And this question is so confusing because, like, when I post about fetishization of Asian women on my Instagram, so many guys get triggered, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"This was not even directed at you," and they're, like,
Yeah.
emailing me like, "Don't demonize us," and I'm like, "I'm not demonizing you." So people are really confused about what it's not like, "Oh, you have a preference for a certain type of woman, that's not a fetish." It's like, do you consider the women sexual objects that are interchangeable and replaceable and
Mhm.
just, like, treat them, like I don't know if you saw that White Lotus episode, but it very much, like, went viral, and illustrated pretty well. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I went to Thailand and I slept with, like, thousands of women. Don't remember, like, fat, ugly, tall, beautiful, it doesn't matter."
Yeah, yeah, no, that's definitely the red flaggy thing that you kinda see. What other kinda red flags do you see when you hear about someone who's like, I'm thinking, like, maybe a white guy who's on their 4th Asian girlfriend
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that.
I mean, it's so sad, but, like, if I date both Asian and white guys, and if I meet a white guy who's never dated an Asian girl before, I'm like, "Yes!" Like,
Yeah.
what I want. No, don't
Right.
wanna be your 2nd or 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird when you look at their past girlfriends and they're all they're all Asian. That's
Yeah.
a little strange. Cause yeah, I mean, there's just one thing. I mean, it's one thing to have a preference to say, "Oh, I like girls with straight hair," or whatever, you know. But to say, when you get to the point where you only date or you only look for Asian, or it just gets kind of creepy, kind of weird.
Yeah, like, if
That's
you fall in love with an Asian woman and marry her and, like, that's it, that's just not a fetish. Because sometimes guys are, like,
right.
asking me if they're with an Asian girl at all, is it a fetish?
You're
No,
right.
it's
Right.
not, just because
Yeah.
you're with an Asian girl.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's common, it's all we all have friends, right? And so it's not like every single one of them is a fetishizer,
I
but
don't even think most of them, but,
right.
like, the ones that are very vocal and they're very, like, they declare their fetishism quite proudly, so,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just very obvious.
Yeah, so you were right in the middle of it. I think like you said, like, cause I graduated high school before you, and I don't think we ever thought about it.
No,
But
yeah.
then, yeah, I think you give a lot of history in your book. And actually, funnily enough, I just interviewed someone that you mentioned in your book, Nancy Kwan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she just wrote a book too, and it's coming out very soon.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah, and
definitely of that era.
yeah, so that was maybe, I mean, you talk about Anime Wong too, but that's so long ago.
Yeah.
The 1960s, I think, might have been maybe the beginnings of it with Susie Wong from Nancy Kwan. And then I think then it really ramped up in the 90s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested, does she touch on that topic at all?
She does a little. She doesn't name it, but she does talk about how it was getting hard for her to get roles other than, the everyone wanted Susie Wong, right? Every role
Yeah.
started to look kind of like that, where it was the helpless Asian girl and the white savior comes in to save her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lack of roles when I was growing up, so I can't
Oh,
imagine during that time, yeah.
yeah. No, she was groundbreaking in a way. She got a couple roles that weren't necessarily that, and she was happy with those. But then after a while, I think she got tired of it and went back to Hong Kong.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah,
So she got tired of it.
I think so. Well, or not necessarily tired of it, but she just kind of like didn't need it anymore. Like she didn't need to do roles, so
Yeah.
she started doing productions and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she did well. But yeah, so I would guess maybe it started in the 60s, 70s, 80s, but then in the 90s, I think you start, like, you name a bunch of things, even a lot of classics. But one of the ones you mentioned is Memories. Was it Memoirs of a
Memoirs of a
Geisha?
Geisha. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that.
loved that book.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-written book.
and we were excited because it was faces that look like us, on the screen.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful movie, like, the way
Yeah,
it's shot, it's, like, cinematography and all of that, yeah,
right.
and
But
white actresses we love.
right, and beautiful people, too.
Yeah.
But the problem, yeah, these problematic, you would talk about Madame Butterfly and all these roles, Miss Saigon, and they're all kind of the same role, where it's kind of like it's the Asian girl's job to please and get
It's
rescued.
just the picture of interchangeability, like, "Oh, we have Madame Butterfly. Let's just make her Vietnamese and call it Miss Saigon.
Yeah,
Let's just make her Chinese and call it, the movie Anime Wong was in," like,
you're
you could
right.
just change the ethnicity of her and just keep the same story, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're in that era. So everyone out there, if you're a little older, you remember this era where there wasn't a lot of stuff on TV. But if you were a beautiful Asian woman, you might be able to get some magazine covers and roles, and that kind of, in a way, worked in your favor. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so after college, or during college, I started taking photos and submitting them to different modeling. I wasn't looking at the import scene because I just wasn't that familiar with it, but I was trying to do what Sung-Hee Lee did, which was, like, Playboy and calendars and stuff, so I'd submit it to those kind of publications, and I ended up getting featured because she was starting to feature models on her website.
Uh,
So when that happened, I think then people took notice because obviously her fan base would be interested in me
yeah.
because I happen
Yeah.
to be Asian, so
Right.
yeah.
And
And then
this is
after
kind.
that, the import scene started calling.
Yeah. And this is kind of the birth of the internet too, in a way, right? Like this is
Yeah.
early days.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because I only imagine if OnlyFans was back then. This was, like, when people were still kind of scared to use their credit cards online. They were like,
Right.
"Gonna give me a virus?"
Yeah, or we were using dial-up, just to get
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
So it's like, oh yeah, you want to download a picture? It might take 3 or 4 minutes. for it
yeah.
to get- and you talk about this too, that you kind of blew up on MySpace, right? You have like 500,000 people on MySpace.
Yeah, I mean, MySpace happened already when the import scene was at its peak,
Okay.
so
Okay.
just timing-wise, it was really good.
Okay. So you're finding these gigs in like want ads in the back of magazines, or where are you finding these ads for modeling?
At the very beginning, yeah, just literally, like, the school newspaper or, like,
Oh yeah.
LA Weekly, the San Diego version, because I was still in San Diego.
Uh huh.
I don't think there was even that much in the internet yet, so
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, oh yeah, we didn't say this. So you did well in high school, got into UCSD, not easy to do.
yeah, I mean, I wanted to go to UCLA, so I didn't get in there originally, so
Uh, yeah. Well, you know what? UCSD is no slouch either, so you did
yeah.
well. And then, so do you remember your first couple ones? What were your first couple gigs?
Is I don't even really remember the early ones, and I didn't do a ton, it was just,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's, like, a handful of people in San Diego,
Mm-hmm.
um, and basically I'd just go and some guy, because the photographers were always male back then,
Yeah.
or those ones
Yeah.
were, um, and they'd snap some photos, and it'd take an hour or 2, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You do your
Okay.
own makeup.
Yeah, I think you said you show up with Ziploc bags of bikinis and stuff like that.
Yeah, later on,
Okay,
this
that's
was still before I
this is
was
super early.
yeah.
Okay, all right. So, could you make a living off of this, or is this kind of like just little extra money on the side while you're going to school?
At this point, no. I mean, I don't think these shoots paid very much. I was more just trying to get photos that I could submit to bigger publications
Yeah.
because
Okay.
all I had were, like, boyfriend snapped photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So more I was trying to build a portfolio.
Do you remember your first big break?
Uh, I think it was definitely Sung-Hee's website. Yeah,
Oh,
because you
okay.
showed up and then there was, like, a makeup artist and, like, clothing and, like, a mansion, so it's, like, much
Mm,
different from showing up at some guy's house in San Diego and then shooting your photos.
yeah. You mentioned that she was different than what you expected. How so?
Well, she just looks very sexy, fun, and flirty in her photos, obviously,
Uh huh.
but, I mean, she was polite and nice, just very standoffish, very businesslike, like,
Oh,
not
okay.
really trying to. Because I was, like, a fan trying to, like, get super close, and she was very boundaries. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Did you have an end game in mind? Like, what were you thinking? Uh, was she kind of your end game? Were you thinking you wanted to be just like her, or what were you thinking when you're in this phase of your modeling career?
Yeah, I just wanted to be her, And I would say throughout my whole time in my youth, I had no specific end game in mind. That's why I just kept, like, ending up at different places doing different things because I was just like, "I just wanna be like Sung-Hee Lee." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So this is going on, and then how did you? I guess you said the street racing scene kind of came calling to you. Was that just where the gigs were, or how did you find that scene?
I literally think maybe it was, like, Speed Options or the first one
Okay,
to, like, email me and book me for, I believe it was Hot Import Nights San Mateo or something like that.
okay.
And then once I was there, people already knew who I was because I guess all the guys in the import scene follow Sung-Hee Lee. So if you're
Uh,
featured on a website, everyone's gonna
okay.
know who you are. And then after doing one car show, people just called after that.
Now, I have to admit, I've never been to one of these car shows. So
Oh, wow.
your job, I was such a nerd, Kyla. So your job was just to stand next to the cars, or what was your job at these shows?
Literally, it is just that. So when you're a new model and you get hired by a parts company, yeah, you just stand by the car and take photos and, like, take photos with people or take
Uh-huh.
photos with the car. But when you graduate to, like, what I call a name import model, then you don't do that so much anymore. You just sit at the table and sell stuff. So
Okay.
and we'd be like little bitches because it'd be like people would be like, "Can I take a photo?" And I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, you just gotta buy a calendar, 20 bucks." Yeah.
Well, you got to make a living somehow, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, actually, and you're doing a lot of content now, and it's kind of funny to see. Not funny, it's kind of sweet to see you still keep in touch with some of these ladies, and you guys do videos together, and it's kind of
Oh,
cute.
yeah. Aiko's still a really good friend of mine.
Oh, nice. All right, so you're doing these, and then what were you thinking would be next steps? You're trying to do acting. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, if you live in Los Angeles, you
Right.
just, like, consider acting. I wanted to do music, but there wasn't anyone to look up to for that. There wasn't like, "Oh, let me use this as an example." There
hmm
literally was no one. So, I wanted to pursue music, but I didn't really have an idea, like, how do you do that, you know?
hmm
So, yeah,
Yeah,
I fell into acting first.
there definitely was no roadmap for you
No,
these days.
yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting now. I mean, what's funny is, well, we'll talk about your band later, but what's funny is your band was doing some K-pop hits, but even back then, people early 2000s or even mid 2000, 2010s, people weren't. It's not K-pop that we know today. It was definitely much more niche.
No, it was very niche. It wasn't until Gangnam Style,
Yeah,
which was, like, at the tail end of us covering that K-pop got brought to another level, but it still
yeah,
wasn't mainstream yet. I mean,
yeah.
now it's, like, just mainstream, it's crazy.
Gigantic, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my daughters, they're teenagers and they have pictures on their wall of, groups and girl groups and guy groups. And like, I can't imagine, like, you could have found that in early 2000s, but you would have to go to Korea or you'd have to go to Hong Kong.
And then people would be like, "Who's that up on your wall?"
It's so weird. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely different times. All right. So you're getting some magazine covers now. Would you how big would you say you were at this time? I mean, I knew of you. I think most people knew of you. Did you walk around the street and people recognize you, or were you getting calls to do appearances and stuff at this time?
Yeah, I guess during that time I was touring every weekend, so every weekend I'd be at some nightclub making an appearance or a car show doing something, and I would maybe get recognized if I'm, like, in Hacienda Heights or San Gabriel or something,
Yeah,
but not so much in, like, I don't know, what,
Kansas.
like yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's funny when I mentioned to a few people that I was going to be speaking with you, and they were like, "No way," because the memories of that time for sure.
Yeah, I feel like people are so nostalgic for that time period.
Yeah, in a way, because it was, like I said, early internet days, and there weren't, again, when you looked at TV, I think you mentioned a couple people, like Lucy Liu, or you mentioned the women from Joy Luck Club. I mean, there just really weren't a lot.
I guess
Or
everyone recognizes the references I have because they were the only ones we had.
yeah.
It wasn't like everybody was watching different media nowadays, but everybody was watching the same thing back then.
Yeah, no, it was a thing. I remember just I don't know, pride isn't the right word, but it was almost like looking at a unicorn when you saw Ally McBeal and you saw
Yeah,
Lucy
you're
Liu on
like, "Oh
there.
my god, there's an Asian."
Yeah. Or Sandra Oh. Yeah. But again, I think we're talking mostly not m- I would think mostly women still at this stage, and there weren't a ton of meaty roles. Like, I think there's still like it's kind of funny. Like we talked to, I think you definitely mentioned this in your book too about the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, that's where the males came out because there wasn't a male Lucy Liu equivalent, right?
Right, right. But yeah, even in Fast and Furious, which is definitely an Asian subculture of street racing, and there weren't a ton of guys, Asian guys in those movies, and even Asian women with meaty roles. There were a few.
I think eventually, like, at Fast and Furious 8 or something, there's, like,
Yeah,
Asian women speaking. But
yeah,
yeah, during
yeah.
Tokyo Drift, I don't think there was a Japanese girl in there, and she was, like, one of the main roles, one of the friends in high school in Japan, and I think
Hmm.
she said, like, 2 words or something.
Right. And of course, our guy Han, we he was. But then, spoiler alert, he ends up dying in that film. So it's like,
Wait, doesn't he come back, though?
yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
How
As
does
as
that
is the
work?
case,
Okay,
justice
I
for
stopped
Han.
watching it, so I don't know how he came
Yeah,
back,
I've
but,
only
like
seen a few myself, but
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's definitely tough to see Asians on screen. You just didn't see a whole lot, and so the roles that you were reading for weren't super great. Yeah,
Oh, it was always prostitute or stripper or massage girl.
yeah,
Or do
yeah,
you know kung fu? Because like, yeah.
yeah. Or like you were talking about with the Genghis Khan movie, uh,
Oh, yeah.
naked and fighting at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that just the logistics of filming that seem uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Actually, we could take a little detour here and talk a little about this terrible incident that happened to you early. You were what, 19 at this time, and
Yeah.
you just answered an ad, and you ended up getting assaulted at one of these quote unquote shoots,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it
I mean,
affected
I
your.
had showed up to the interview and the guy was very, very nice and I didn't feel anything uncomfortable. And
Hmm.
he showed me a bunch of beautiful calendars and magazines, like the one Sung he was in. Probably actually one that Sung he was in and said like, "Oh, I
Hmm.
submit to these, so come and do a test shoot and we'll submit you. I'll get you in."
Yeah, yeah. And then you signed the waiver, right? You're like, sure, I'll sign whatever you want me to sign, and then next thing you know, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what happened in that room, I actually don't remember.
Mm,
So, yeah, I don't remember a lot of it. A lot of the recall, I later ended up watching the video just because wanted to know what is out there in the world.
yeah,
And then I was like, I don't remember any of this.
yeah. Yeah, I think you were talking about how your brain just in those moments, like now when you look back at it, you're thinking to yourself, well, why didn't you just run out of the room, right? But
Yeah.
it's just sometimes your brain just doesn't do what like, you're not supposed to be there, but you're just like, the only way I can get out of this is to do nothing or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called like the fawn response. There's fight,
Mm.
flight, fawn, and another thing, I think.
Mhm.
But also as young women, I mean, this was like a man who was like in his 40s or so.
Mhm.
So decades older than me. Um, so you're kinda taught just to play along,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
safest thing to do is play along.
Right. Yeah, he's twice your age, and he's, in a way, kind of in control of your career that, or at the time you feel like you need him, I guess.
Or and then at the time, like, by that time we were because it started off regular, like, shooting just photos. So
Mm,
I'm already, like, wearing very little clothing by this time, so it's kinda like
mm.
you're feeling vulnerable in many levels.
Yeah, yeah. And the effects you say of, to this day are still living with you, yeah, a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the salt obviously was terrible and, um, has affected me in many ways, but, like, even more terrible is, like, just having people watch it and think that's, like, something you wanted to do. Yeah.
Mm, yeah,
So,
yeah.
perhaps if it had just happened and the aftermath didn't happen. Well, I don't know, because I guess girls who have experienced assault without it being public still suffer plenty of emotional damage, so who knows? But I
Yeah.
definitely think that there's an extra layer of,
Mm, mhm.
uh, exponential stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But then, so you bounce back a little, I think, by getting into music?
Yeah, I think music happened after I had gained some popularity in the import scene, and then I kinda
Mm,
just found a producer and started recording some tracks and
mhm.
putting them out, and then it was really I was already getting hired at the nightclubs to host, so then
Okay.
you're like, "Okay, well, why don't I sing some songs?"
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you started solo.
Yeah.
How did Nylon Pink form?
That was totally by accident, and I have to say that Tila Tequila was kind of, an influencer.
Okay.
'Cause she, at this time, was the number 1 girl on MySpace, and
She was
she
big, yeah.
yeah, and she started doing music, and I was like, "Oh, finally, somebody, like,
Mm,
Asian doing music."
yeah.
Um, so I became kind of more confident to pursue that at the time. Um, but Nylon Pink happened by accident. I think I was trying to design a jewelry line, because everybody was trying to, like, start their T-shirt brand or their whatever merch brand.
Sure, yeah.
I wanted it to be jewelry because I didn't wanna start a T-shirt brand like everybody else. And then my friend introduced me to this girl, Kat, who was this amazing designer, and then we just both connected on the fact that we grew up on hair metal and loved Guns N' Roses and Motley
Uh-huh,
Crue, and then
uh-huh.
we were like, "Okay, wait, why don't we just start a band? Like, why am I trying to be Britney Spears when I grew up on hard rock?"
Yeah, yeah. And so you found a guitarist, and you found a bassist, and then you found a, like, 17-year-old drummer?
Yeah, so at first, the members were white. So we had at first a white guy guitarist and a white
Okay,
guy drummer, and
okay.
we didn't, like, get booked too much at that time.
Uh-huh,
We were just playing, like, whoever would let us play in Hollywood, but
uh-huh,
then, like, the guitarist was like, "Oh," like, he quit. So then
uh-huh,
there happened to be an Asian girl guitarist, like, my friend referred, and then the next drummer they referred was this other Asian girl drummer. So once
uh-huh.
that was, like, put in place, we were like, "Oh, there's something here that's way more interesting." Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, when that first Asian drummer left, we had found this 17-year-old drummer playing a show in the OC.
Mhm, mhm. And, I think she's still playing. I think I followed her on Instagram. She's still playing a little bit, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, she still plays, she just did something in Italy or something, yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah.
So you actually got pretty big. You were touring around, and internationally, you're playing Macau and overseas?
Yeah, once we had that formula in place, people wanted to book us. Yeah,
Uh-huh,
and then we covered a couple of K-pop songs, and did a completely different spin on them.
uh-huh.
So, yeah, we got to tour around a fair amount.
What's your best takeaway? Like, it wasn't all good times, I think you mentioned in your book, but what was your best takeaway from that era, the Nylon Pink era?
I think for me, the best takeaway personally was that those women are like sisters to me. Like, there is no bond like touring, 'cause touring
Mhm.
is hard.
Yeah,
And you either leave a tour, you find, like, fans hate each other and never wanna speak to them again, like, during tour, that's when that happens, or you have a bond for life. So, we have kind of a sisterhood that you couldn't build in any other way.
yeah, yeah. Do you feel like you've had like you had I think you had a post about your different eras. Do you feel like you've lived about 3 or 4 different lives already?
Yeah, it's, like, a little bit crazy. I feel like I'm, like, the Renaissance what is the man who, like, master of many
Yeah, yeah.
things? Because there's so many things.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that it seems like you had a lot of different things going on. But lately you've been settling into writing and journalism.
Yeah, so I stopped calling myself a journalist because I'm also a content creator that
Yeah.
accepts sponsored posts.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like this weird time in journalism where a lot of journalists are becoming both, but journalists can't accept sponsored posts. So I'm
Got
like
it.
more just a writer author.
Okay. Writer and big names, Rolling Stone, CNN, Glamour and more. How did you slide into this?
The same as anything.
Yeah.
I just like found, like same as music, I just like found a producer. Like I found out how writers okay, the real motivation at the very beginning was that the band had ended, and me and Kiki, my guitarist, we were like, "What do we do with our lives?" Because we
Right.
have no backup plan and no
Yeah.
other goals. So
Yeah.
we had a website for Nylon Pink that had traffic. So we were just like, "Okay, well, we've been touring all over the world. Why don't we just change it into a travel blog and we'll start with, like, what we already have."
Okay.
So we started blogging, and as bloggers, you get sent on these trips. Um,
Mhm.
and then when I was on these trips, journalists were on them once in a while, and I was like, "Oh, wow,
Mm.
journalists are way more legit than bloggers." Like, so then I had something to aspire to. So once I saw travel journalists, I figured out how you do the pitching and like who you submit
Mm.
to. But the whole motivation was just free travel. Like that was my only motivation.
You know, there are worse things to be seeking at that point.
Yeah.
So, so you're doing well with it. I mean, it's been 10 years, yeah, almost. The band was it 2015?
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah.
So, okay, so it's working for you. And I notice you do heavily on the Asian American content or Asian content.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I majored in Asian American Studies in
Oh,
so I ended up going to UCLA because I dropped out of UCSD, and Um, I majored in Asian American Studies because I didn't care about college because I never wanted to, like, get a regular job really, but I wanted to graduate to appease my parents, and Asian American Studies was known to be a very easy major. So, I mean, there isn't that much Asian American history, obviously, not like the
right,
history of China or something.
right, right.
So, but it's funny because it seems like it came full circle because now I'm
Mhm.
talking about the topics that I was
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah, and your fan base was already there, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I just looked, I think yesterday. You're only about 500 away from 500,000 on TikTok, so we got to
No,
get you up to.
I was 510,000. All I do if you're not going viral is lose followers
Oh
every
no.
single day.
So you were 500,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, TikTok's a different world,
TikTok's
huh?
dead now. Like, it's
Oh
just not
man.
the same thing.
Yeah, I've actually heard of that. I've heard of content creators saying the good days of TikTok in the pandemic era, you could actually make some good money doing it, but now it's
Those were
hard.
magical times, the pandemic
Magic.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fairly easy to blow up back then.
Yeah,
Now it's
and you had
super hard.
nothing to do but concentrate on blowing up.
And people are on their phones all day too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the content is really fun. I mean, and I like, I like your sense of humor. You're able to poke fun of yourself a little bit with some of these throwbacks. I like the one where you and Aiko, is that her name, Aiko?
Yeah.
Do the little recreation. You're like, guys, not again, and then then you end up doing it.
Yeah.
That's cute. And the one where like we're import girls, of course that was really fun to see all you got pretty much everyone. I feel like.
Oh, no, a lot of people have disappeared into oblivion. Yeah.
Okay, okay, but you got a lot of the big names too. That's
Yeah,
cute. That was fun. I mean, and then a lot of the stuff you do now is just like stuff that's happening around the world. How are you finding this kind of work? Does it really suit you?
Yeah, it's just fun. I just, like, try to make content that I would be entertained by.
Yeah.
So it's, just fun to keep your finger on the pulse of Asian news, of which there is so much now. So it's not like, oh,
Yeah.
you could just choose one thing that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. And the book comes out, so we're talking now. We're actually talking in April, but the book is coming out in August. So this episode will drop in August. You said that guys is probably not your primary target for this book. Who did you write this book for?
For Asian women. I don't think it's crazy to me actually that fetishization is such a huge topic, especially amongst Asian women, and there's never been really a book on it. Like,
Yeah.
books have touched on it for sure, but, like,
Hmm.
not a book fully covering all the aspects of it.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe because it's fairly recent history, 20, 25 years.
Yeah, and I think you have to confront some very uncomfortable topics, so
Hmm.
maybe not everybody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. But you were you were in the middle of it, so if there's an expert, you would be one of them for
Yeah,
sure.
I really feel like
So
not everyone all the import girls could probably share the same experience, but yeah.
sure, yeah. All right, so everyone out there, go. You can pre-order the book if it's before August. What is it, August 19th? If it's before August 19th, you can pre-order it wherever you get books, or it'll be widely available after August 19th. Go get a copy of Fetishized by Kaila Yu. It is an interesting read. As an older guy, guy in my 50s, I found it interesting, and it is in some ways a cautionary tale, but also just that you survived it all is inspiring. So I'm really glad you wrote it. All right, so you survived our difficult questions. Are you ready for some quicker questions? We call this a Yao, your Asian opinion.
Okay.
All right, so Kylie, you just whatever comes to your mind. What do you feel like is the best published picture that you've ever taken?
Well, the one that everybody knows is on top of the S2000, and I really like that photo, so maybe that one.
Yeah, no, you look cute in that one. It wasn't like super super sexy, but it was
Yeah,
kind of
it
sweet.
wasn't really that sexy, no.
Yeah, yeah, I like that one too. All right, now you've traveled all over the world. Do you have a favorite Asian destination?
Well, this is biased, but I'm Taiwanese, so I think Taiwan's amazing and we have the best street food.
I do. I have spent a little time in Taiwan. The night markets there, I think. I mean, I haven't been to a lot. Like you just got back from Bangkok, but I think the night markets in Taiwan are next to none.
Yeah. I mean, Taiwanese food over Thai food, honestly. I love
Okay,
Thai food, yeah,
okay. Do you do the stinky tofu?
definitely. I
Of
do
course.
all the stuff. I do the chicken feet, I do the intestines, I do all the stuff.
Okay, yeah. No, it's great. It's great. Do you do the Taiwanese breakfast? I love the brunch too. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, that is, like, some of the famous, the youtiao and
Yeah,
yeah, doujiang and
the
all that
soy
stuff.
milk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So of the ones that are blowing up now, are there any? There's so many more to choose from than in our days. But do you have any Asian actors or singers that you are loving right now?
Lisa, I'm a huge Lisa fan. She
She
is
is
the one.
so talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so amazing. And yeah, she is like the Beyoncé of Thailand. Like, Thailand is
Oh,
so proud of her.
yeah. She owns that place basically.
Yeah.
And from what I don't know her, of course, but from what I've seen, her public persona is so sweet and humble still, even at this stage in her career. She's like huge, but she seems sweet and humble still.
She seems very sweet, yeah, who knows? But yeah,
Who
she does
knows? Yeah.
seem very sweet.
Yeah, yeah. There was some there was some post. I don't know if did you comment on it where someone commented they put a picture of her and they're like, "Oh, this girl is so sweet. She's like the Asian Phoebe Cates."
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
And someone posted, "Do you know that Phoebe Cates is actually the Asian Phoebe Cates?"
Like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they're like,
Is she
first of
Asian?
all, yeah,
I didn't even
she's
know that.
part. Yeah, she's
Oh,
part.
like
I
a
think
quarter?
maybe.
Or
Yeah, she
yeah.
she she's got the
She
dark
definitely
hair.
looks yeah.
Now that you think about it, though,
Yeah, now
right?
that you say it, but yeah, she never advertised that,
No.
certainly.
No, definitely not. But yeah, I mean, first of all, he didn't even know who Lisa was, and the second of
Wait,
all,
that's amazing.
it was funny. It was pretty funny. Yeah, there's. Can you imagine being a teenager now? Like you
Well,
had so
now
many
you could
more
dream of the
choices.
world. You could be anything, you know? You
Yeah,
could be like
yeah,
a cool fashion influencer starting your own clothing line. You
right,
could be a singer performing at the Grammys, like,
right,
you could dream
right.
whatever you wanna dream. Well, there still isn't, like, a full-on Asian American pop star, I would say, like an East
Uh,
Asian one.
yeah, Olivia Rodrigo comes to mind, but yeah, like you said, she's not full. Beepa Doobie is English, right? She's from
There's
England.
a couple English ones. There's another English pop star.
Yeah, or
Name I can't
Icelandic
remember.
Leve from Iceland is doing really.
Oh, I don't even know everybody now, there's so many.
She's a throwback. She does these jazzy vocals. She's Chinese descent, but she's from Iceland,
Oh, wow.
and she's big. She's quite big. I mean, not gigantic big, but she's pretty big.
Okay, I'll
So
have to check her
yeah,
out.
but yeah, no, but there's no one like you said. There's no like at that level, Taylor Swift level.
No, yeah, but, like,
But-
the crazy thing is that there's 3 K-pop stars battling it out solo right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
Um.
insane.
Yeah, and we got Bruno Mars. You got a bunch of Filipino Americans. Bruno Mars, Olivia Rodrigo are doing great.
Yeah, the Filipinos could always sing. That's always a thing, yeah.
I know. All right, we have a last question. It's our signature question, and you could think about this for a second. It's who's your infatuation? Infatuation is anyone in the Asian community, can be living or deceased that you admire. So, Kaila Yu, who is your infatuation?
Well, maybe this is too long ago, but I would say Anime Wong because she really lived through,
Oh man, yeah,
like, what I lived through and the discrimination she went
yeah.
through amplified 100 times, and
Yeah,
yeah, and not to be able to, like, marry someone she
mhm,
fell in love with, that's how it was back then, yeah.
yeah, or even own property. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's super rough.
but
No,
then
that's
she made a huge we're talking about her today, so she's a
yeah,
warrior. Yeah.
yeah. There's a good book. I just interviewed a guy that you might not have heard of. Have you ever heard of Arthur Dong? He's a historian and he's from San Francisco, but he lives in Hollywood now. But he wrote a book called Hollywood Chinese,
Oh, okay.
and it goes back to that era. Well, it goes back to the yellow face era. Well,
Oh,
I guess
wow.
she was in that era too, but it's a really I mean, he gets interviews with everyone. It's a film too, but he gets interviews with everyone from way back all the way to maybe the 90s. It's a really good look at where Hollywood and Chinese Americans kind of overlapped.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, take a look for that if you can find it. The book is available. The film is on DVD. You'd have to go find it on DVD.
Oh, you
I
need to make
know.
it streaming.
I know. He needs a deal to get it out there more. But yeah, no, Anime Wong, good pick. Definitely a good pick. I think that does it for this episode. So you can find Kaila on social media at Kaila Yu or on her website, kailayu.com. Of course, we mentioned you should pre-order Fetishized, dropping in August. And you guys know you can follow us at Infatuasian Podcast on social media or write to us at infatuasianpodcast@gmail.com. I'll put all these details in the show notes. Kaila, thanks for fighting jet lag and staying awake.
Yeah, it went away a little bit, but I
Okay,
hope I was mostly articulate.
I think so. Yeah, no, you were great. I think people just like hearing from you and finding out what you're up to. So thanks for giving us some of your time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Are you coming up to the Bay Area? Are you going to do a book tour?
I think so because some of our team from Penguin Random House, the sales team is up there, so I think we'll definitely do something up there.
All right. Well, maybe I'll find you in line somewhere.
Okay.
All right. Everyone out there, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate all you do to hang out with us while we talk. And on behalf of Kaila and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and safe out there. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.